Day, everyone. I'm Nestor Lecanto with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN Newsroom.
Wars in Ukraine and the Middle East are using up the U.S. military's most advanced weapons and defensive tools at a time when military activity in the Pacific is on the upswing, the head of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Paparo, said last week. Paparo told Washington, D.C.-based think tank the Brookings Institution that the increasing number of U.S. missiles and missile interceptors sent to Europe and the Middle East is impacting the ability to defend the Indo-Pacific. The high-end equipment in the U.S. arsenal can be deployed anywhere around the world, he said, and if it heads elsewhere, inherently it imposes costs on the readiness of America to respond in the Indo-Pacific region. Paparo stressed that China is the most capable potential adversary in the world. In other news, a man was sent to the hospital after a reported drowning at Ypao Beach in Tumon on Thursday afternoon. That's according to Guam Fire Department spokesperson Lieutenant Nick Garrido. At about 3:30 p.m., GFD units responded to Ypao Beach near the Pacific Islands Club. Garrido said upon arrival, Department of Parks and Recreation lifeguards were conducting CPR on an adult male. Garrido said the victim was transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital with GFD paramedics. Finally, Superior Court Magistrates Judge Jonathan Kwan said he had a lot of research ahead and no law clerk to assist him. He was discussing the case of Eagle Land Holdings LLC, the landlord, versus the tenant, Science's Fun and Awesome Learning Academy Charter School, or SIFA. The basis for the suit is that SIFA had a contract to occupy the property where their school campus sits, and while the contract expired on June 30th of 2023, the school continues to operate and occupy the land. The landlord filed for unlawful detainer or eviction against SIFA in February. It asked the court to remove SIFA from the property because there is no contract in place. It also seeks arrears on the unpaid rent since the contract ended, more than $1.6 million and growing. But the eviction proceedings have taken a back seat to arguments of jurisdiction and the latest filing of a motion to dismiss the case entirely. A crowd of local families and visitors gathered on Thursday at the Chamorro Village in Hagåtña for the Salvation Army's Thanksgiving feast, marking the signature event's return after a 5-year pandemic hiatus. It brought together different communities across Guam to enjoy a shared holiday meal in a festive atmosphere. The center stage at Chamorro Village was alive with energy as guests and volunteers danced to live music, while Thanksgiving staples like turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, ham, and corn, alongside island favorites like red rice, were served to the eager crowd. Nadine Camacho, who attended the annual event for years before the pandemic, returned this year with her family. She said the event was a chance to celebrate the holiday with her loved ones. In other news, an initial federal assessment of fuel pier damage from Typhoon Mawar has been revised downward by $70 million. Although a final decision has not been made, the Port Authority of Guam has raised concerns about funding the repair of the damaged fuel pier. Port General Manager Rory Respicio, during a board meeting on Wednesday, said the Federal Emergency Management Agency's preliminary estimate of the damage was $82 million, but it has since revised its position down to $12 million. Respicio told the board that the port's application for FEMA grant money remains under review, and the federal agency has yet to make a final decision regarding repairs to Gulf Pier following damage caused by Mawar in May 2023. And finally, District Court of Guam Chief Judge Francis Tadinko Gatewood vacated the upcoming trial for a trio accused of illegal gambling and money laundering in order to hear arguments on a motion. Jose Arthur Art Chan Jr., Christine Chan, and Michael Marasigan face charges of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and conspiracy to commit money laundering and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Christine Chan and Marasigan face additional charges of money laundering. On November 25th, the court conducted a pre-trial conference to address all prior motions, but did not address one defendant's motion to exclude evidence offered by the government. Tadinko Gatewood ordered further briefings and continued the hearing on the matter to 9:30 a.m. on January 2nd. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.